Calcutta University. Guwahati University came into being. Today in Northeast, we have 9 central universities and 5 state universities. We have 14 medical colleges. We have technological institutes of higher order, 11 in number. The general colleges of arts, commerce, science are 557. So I say that one of the remarkable achievements of independent India is the spread of education at a pace and in the scope in the Northeast region. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is that this expansion took place mainly because the aspiration of the people themselves. The people in the region wanted to be at par with the rest of the world. They didn't want to be a second-rate kind of product. And that is why this thing happened. And I think in this, the provision of scholarships and special stipends to students has helped in a big way. The achievements are many. This is one thing. The other thing that comes to my mind is the IGNOU deserves special mention and special thanks for the extraordinary initiative it has taken in starting Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education and Development. I think right at the initial stages, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Pillai, described it as tripartite initiative. The traditional village council, the grassroots level voluntary organization Nagaland Gandhi Ashram, and IGNOU. This was the first unique tripartite initiative that had taken place anywhere in the country. And it aims to, now what happened? Another important feature to be noted is that the village community came forward to say that we will donate land free of cost. And when you start an institute, we would like it to be named after Mahatma Gandhi. This is something very special in Nagaland context, in Northeastern context. And I'm so happy, though maybe I will take only 2-3 minutes more.
So we can give you about a little time more, sir.
Yeah.
There's so many people for interactions
okay,
also.
But this is something which cannot be left unsaid. The thing is that this IGNOU decided to call it Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education Development. It has a bright future, and I have a feeling, I can only conclude by saying that if it is conducted in the right manner, it will be a most important development that has taken in the field of education and in the development of Northeastern region. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Datta, please.
Thank you. I am Navajit Datta. I am presently the head of the Department of Physics of Henry Girls College, Guwahati, Assam. I am also the coordinator of training and placement cell that we are having in our institute. I have been associated with IGNOU for the last 15 years as assistant coordinator of the IGNOU Study Center, which is located in our college. We are having one of the largest centers. Yearly enrollment exceeds 2,000 students, and we are running around 45 courses. So here in this special session, where we are discussing the development strategy for vocational skill scenario, the objectives that has been mentioned here in the concept note, I'd like to touch upon the second objective, to identify challenges and devise innovative interventions. Before discussing about developing strategy for vocational skill education, I would like to inform or place certain informations for your benefit. What has been happening in the vocational education in Northeast and particularly in Assam during the last few years. I can say that the scenario is very unsatisfactory, it's a very dismal scenario. The vocational education is very weak in our state, particularly in our state. The University Grants Commission has spent crores of rupees in launching several new vocational courses, but I can say that each and every course has failed in our state. The IITs and polytechnics have been given huge grants by the central government, but till now, these institutes have not geared up. They're not being able to produce good quality students.
Mr. Navajit Datta, maybe you can just advise us what is to be done. Problems are known to us.
So anyway, if I get a chance, I can speak later on. Now the thing is that what solutions I would like to say, these courses are not being satisfactorily run because we don't get good students. Good students doesn't go to join vocational training institutes. First thing. Second thing, the faculty, those who are given the responsibility of running vocational institutes, they are not properly trained. We need to have very intensive training for faculty members and also to attract good students who can come and join the vocational training institutes. So here, the institutes are not actually properly maintained, and ICT facilities are there in the institutes, but they're not properly used. So therefore, what I feel that many recruitment agencies, I have been handling, associated with many recruitment agencies who come for recruitment of local youths, but they doesn't go to visit the ITIs and polytechnics because they know that the quality of students is not very good. So these sort of things needs to be changed. So how we can change? I have developed certain suggestions I have. If now at this moment, if I can't speak, I can speak it about later on also.
You can just give the points very
Yes, yes.
briefly.
So with IVET, in 2009, we have developed one special program that is a multi-skill training program that is basically to develop soft skills amongst the youngsters. And we have found that that training program, it was a purely residential training. It was mainly sponsored by IVET. Also, other institutes like NETFI and RGVN, then IIE, they have also come forward to join hands with us in implementing this program. We have found that that was a very effective program. And the participants who have completed the program, the certificate that we have given at the end of the program, it carries certain weight in the job market. And many participants, they got jobs. It was not very highly paid jobs, but the things that we had taught in that residential training, it was a 21 days training. We have found that there were some major changes in the participants. We could develop their personality, we could develop their confidence. And what I feel I'd like to suggest that is, if possible, this sort of training program can be made compulsory in all vocational education institutes. And also for vocational students, those who are participating in vocational training institutes, I feel that there should be some sort of finishing school type of things, because at the end of completing the course, but still there may be several deficiencies in them. Our Chief Minister is particularly very much interested in for the skill development programs. In fact, he has participated in 2 or 3 programs that was organized by us, and he has declared that the state government will be happy to give land and institute for setting up this sort of residential training programs. And I'd like to thank Professor Srivatsan for launching the concept of Convergence Institute of Learning and Knowledge. And I'd like to invite him that our state government will be very much happy to help him. And in fact, if this proposal can be forwarded to the state government, I'm sure that our government will come forward to help in whatever way it is possible. So in our state government, the Employment Generation Mission is there. They are having crores of rupees, but they're not being able to spend the money in an effective way. So through this sort of institute, suppose the skill, it is materialized, or through IVET or through IGNO, I think some joint collaborative efforts can be undertaken. And one more thing I'd like to just say that regarding, there should be some standards to be set for vocational education, because the faculty, as I have already told.
I think we are talking about this a lot later
SPL.
on, so we'll come
We'll
back
talk
to
later.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. May I request Dr. Sudhendra, please? I'm going to be a very strict timekeeper.
I can close in one word. Thank you very much for an opportunity to be here. The second one, if you give me 3 minutes, I can take 3 minutes only. First, I want to say, forget the idea we are all weak, or my state or my thing doesn't have. I think every individual has the power to do. This is my feeling. I tell you because everyone is working for what I call a roti kapada makan. If it is for improvement, then what you require in education is roti, or is reading habit, a good reading habit. K, by which you acquire knowledge, and M, mathematics. So when you think mathematics is difficult, I feel it is sorry you have not been oriented, that's all. Because everyone at birth has the necessary software inbuilt. It is only a question of using them. So when you say that Northeast is divided, no. I think a whole country is divided. Because we do not focus what is required. So for example, I'd say, my 20 years experience, I don't have so many funds. I'm happy I was able to develop something. For example, I have a thumb rule called rule of 3 to understand any difficult subject. Let me tell you, any difficult subject you can understand if you follow rule of 3. First, you should know the vocabulary of the area. Second, you should have know about some conventions, signs and symbols, etc. required. The third, the rule of the game. In the sense, everything has certain way of going around. For example, very broadly to say that if you need to know, say for example, Arabic, you go from right to left reading. In other things, we go left to right. In India, we have a right-hand drive. In abroad, you have a left-hand drive. So you should know the conventions and rules to follow. So if you know these three, you can understand any difficult subject. Second, mathematics, everyone can enjoy mathematics. I need every billion Indians know mathematics. It is possible if you follow a certain way of doing things. This I have developed based upon my own experience because I was feeling people finding hard. After I've been educated, I've been traveled abroad. I thought, how do I help these guys? So I said a simple one, folk cap method. F-O-L-K-C-A-P, cap. Cap is current and previous. Folk means figure out the logic with knowledge of current and previous. If you see as a family, you see a first standard child or a second, or as a habit, you see, if you pass a fourth standard, you throw away those books, you go to the fifth standard. Like this, we throw away the previous ones. Whereas in mathematics, you should have the previous ones also to understand. If you want to pass 10 plus 2 or 10th standard, let me say still 10th standard, you should know about 650 mathematical words. If you know its meaning, etc., every one of the Indians can pass in 10th. I'm talking of gross enrollment ratio increase. It is not just by advertisement. It is not just by too many things. It is just by your own work. And somebody said it here that by my own work they have grown up. I was very happy to hear that statement. I want to emphasize, every child can pass, every parent can know, and our textbooks also to be reformatted. If you ask me, the current textbooks must be thrown to dustbin.